You're watching Mental Health with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. In today's video, we're going to talk about perfectionism and how I'm a recovering perfectionist. And if you don't know what perfectionism is, I'm not going to give you the definition. I'm just going to say it's about making sure everything is exactly how you want it to be, and exactly just so, perhaps to an element of, I'm not going to use the word crazy, but maybe obsession is a good word. And so for me personally, that really comes down to just making sure everything is what I deem perfect, or to this standard that often is unattainable. So there you go. And I have been trained in copy editing, and so that means going through different text and newspaper articles and marking them up for changes and things that are wrong and errors. And so it's a little hard to not be a perfectionist when your literal job and training is in perfectionism. And so that's been something that I've struggled with my whole life, is just the idea of, how do I stop being a perfectionist? How can I not, go over things 1,000 times until just I can't anymore, I guess. And it's been a journey for sure, but it's been something that's been with me a long time, just with my own personal high standards of things and my kind of anxious mindset that if I don't go over it 3,000 times, and that means I might miss something, it's going to be an end of the world, blah, 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 cognitive distortion, fun therapy terms. And so it's just been, again, a journey and something that I'm still working toward, but I call myself a recovering perfectionist because I believe perfectionist really is not a good term. I know sometimes in job interviews, people will, say their strengths are perfectionism, but I really don't see it as a strength, because when I am having that perfectionist thinking, I often waste time and engage in anxiety and just not healthy and positive thoughts and processes. And so with perfectionism comes, okay, you're going to be just compulsively looking over things 1,000 times and making sure things are right, and not being able to prioritize and not being able to get other things done. And so perfectionism really isn't a strength, in my opinion. It's, if you're able to have a high quality of work, attention to detail, those are positive things, but perfectionism really ends up causing a lot of anxiety and unhealthy habits in my experience. And also it just wastes a ton of time for no reason. And so that's something I'm trying to get that time back, if I can actually get away from my perfectionist habits. And so, again, still a journey. But one thing I am doing is, for example, these videos. I figured it would be a little bit contradictory to go ahead and film videos where it's causing me mental distress. So in order to stop myself from being a perfectionist, I only let myself take one take, and I don't let myself edit the videos. So this is what you got. If it's a bunch of rambling nonsense, that's it, because I only let myself do the one take and don't edit it, because I want to make sure that I'm not contributing to any increased stress for myself or contributing to unhealthy perfectionist attitudes. And so that's a real life example of something I've been doing to, combat my perfectionism. And then also another thing is time boxing. And so that's where I'll only let myself spend X number of minutes or hours or days on a certain task, so that you can just get it done. Whatever you can do in that hour, that's what you get done. You don't spend another 6 hours working on it when it was probably fine the first time. And so it's really just a journey, and really hard to let go, especially if you're like me and you've got these crazy high standards for really no reason that no one else has of you. But it's hard to let go when you think things could be better. But I'm learning that sometimes things are just good enough and they just have to be that way because you can't be a perfectionist at everything. There's no way. There's not enough hours in the day if you're going to be a perfectionist at cleaning your house, at work, as a, parent, sister, daughter, whatever you are, dog parent. There's no way to spread yourself that thin because there won't be anything left of you. And so that's where I found it really to be detrimental to my mental health, is when I just let it overcome kind of my mindset, where it's like, oh, well, I have to do this to the nth degree, and then I'm not able to do anything else. It all consumes me. And then also, I'm not satisfied when I don't reach those impossible standards. And so that can cause, some negative self-esteem issues, or, just feeling bad about myself. And so that's where really trying to rid myself of my perfectionist attitudes is definitely, again, a work in progress, but something that's going to be beneficial for my mental health and has been beneficial. So we will see how I can, continue to move forward. But if anyone has any ways to continue in recovery from perfectionism, I would love to hear them. I think the most helpful things have, again, just been time boxing and then just trying to let things go and, just say this is good enough and this is all I can do. So let me know what you think, but thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.